Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the MRC show. Of course, it never, ever ends. We are back, and we are here in, well, I was going to say sunny Miami, but it's not at the moment. The clouds are rolling in for qualifying, but we are here for Tier 2, final race of Season 8. Can you believe it? We're already here. Feels only 2 weeks ago that since we actually started the season. It's been fast, it has been furious, and the championship has already been wrapped up. But joining me this evening to go through the events of the last race of Season 8, it is the other half of the M&Ms. We wouldn't be complete without him. It's the one and only, the Tier 3 champ and the double champ. It's Mr. Simba. Good evening.
Good evening, Mark. How are you?
I'm getting there. I'm all right. I'm not too bad. Thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Looking forward to this one and our final showing out this season as well.
Exactly that. Well, we got to do it with a bang. We have to do it well, and seems to be a little bit slow on the getting through the times and the countdown of the qualifying getting started. But hopefully, we'll have no more lobby glitches that we had when we tried to run this in the regular season. Oh, there we go. Say it 3 times, and it'll threaten it a little bit, and it works.
Oh, mine was actually showing us in the session with like 16 minutes to go.
Oh wow, I've still got 17.
Just reset the timer now.
That's it. Oh, here we go again. Miami's not going to do it again, is it? And give us plenty of glitches. Like we saw on that evening where we had to red flag both Tier 2 and Tier 1.
Somebody looks like they're leaving the pits. It's Confetti Krieg.
Good stuff. One of the stand-in drivers tonight in the Alpha Tower. We also have Bandstop in this evening. We've got Rotterdam as well. Saviour as well cannot qualify, being a Tier 1 driver. And of course Anton, he is in as well this evening. I think the strangest thing I've got noticed in the check-ins is there's one of our stablemates that you would think is always in, always here, isn't here, and that's Mr. Rempo.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, Saviour's in for him
Saviour's
tonight.
in his seat, innit? I've literally looked at both McLarens as well and not clicked. I'm like, I need to wake up.
Well, we're hearing word as well. It's a mixed weather race. The chance of light rain. I can't believe it. I mean, we're there near the tropics. If it's going to rain, it's going to seriously downpour.
Well, that's good for us that we get to watch it and commentate on it, but maybe not so good for the drivers that have to go through it.
Yeah, still, obviously, yeah, you're right. And it's relatively new, very tricky circuit. So drivers learning the track as well a little bit, and then probably will never have done any practice, any experience at all in the wet.
Yeah, to me, this is just a glorified car park. I'm not a fan of this one at all.
It's the first sector. We're going to stick with Confetti as he goes and takes us for the first lap, as he's well ahead of everyone else. Track getting very, very busy through that second sector. Let's have a look right on board with Confetti as he gets the DRS, short DRS over the start-finish straight. Heavy braking into turn 1. Very tricky part of the track, this one. Through 2 and 3 is very difficult. Go uses the curve, lets the car run wide. Very easy to lose that rear end there. As we come into 4, again another tricky one. Oh, this first sector, I just don't like it personally. There's 5 into 6, which then leads round into 7. You can use that outside line. There's 8 as well, and then exits through 8 straight. This is a long straight. Goes on. That is actually turn 9, believe it or not. And this here, turn 10. DRS wide open, 207, 208 mile an hour, heavy braking into 11. Don't want to run too wide, can compromise into this long turn 12. Usually flat out through 13, which sets you up for this heavy braking. Very difficult, very technical. 14, 15 and 16. Get a really good exit, avoid the wall as he goes the long, another long straight. DRS wide open. Seems very neat laps so far. He's going to have a car on the left hand side, not going to bother him, but heavy braking then into 17. Exit so vitally important. Keeps it in a higher gear, gets that bow down. There's a little rise there as he goes through 18 and then flat out through 19 and 28.2 on the board as his opening time.
Seems a pretty good time. I can't remember what was good here and what's not.
I can't remember in any way, shape or form. But this is really good.
It's a bit of a weird week with only Tier 1 and 2 racing, because obviously us 3 and 4 drivers raced this a few weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly that you did. And it was, to be fair, well, I managed to reserve it, and it was a brilliant race. Really good fun. I didn't mind it when, you know, it is a glorified car park. I thought it was actually quite a nice circuit to drive. Tricky.
I think you're in a minority there.
Yeah, I probably am.
Although I think Gav likes it with his ridiculously low wings and high straight line speed.
Yeah, 0-1 wing hack. Yeah, he's a bit of a fan.
See what Calvin can do. He's just coming into the final corner now.
Alex
seems to be really hooked up, does the champion.
He's just lipped on board as he goes to the last corner. What can he do? A 29.6 for his banker. It shows how quick Confetti's lap was. Braves put him into second at 29.0.
28.6 from Lawfield. The times are starting to come down a bit now.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those circuits that will rubber in really, really well.
I think this was the track where Confetti reserved in Tier 3 and put it on pole by nearly a second.
Wow.
I think I had P2 or P3 for that one.
I can't remember where I was.
I believe I was P2 because I think Baby Hornet was P2 initially but got a grid penalty.
Oh, he did. He did. That is very true.
Confetti's launch, though, is he was struggling with the launch, so I was getting him off the line.
Something to watch in 12.5 minutes' time. Single track pops into 11th with his opening run. Carl is still in the pits, and Saviour, of course, can leave and do a sighter or two. Not a problem with that. And that is everybody's run. First run's over with... Actually, Anton might be on a second lap here.
Let's go have a look at the Haas.
He's 2/10 up. Oh, kisses the inside wall. Not very clever. That's not what you want to do.
He's invalidated anyway.
He certainly has now.
He's just cut that corner a little bit too much.
Yeah. Easy to do. Anyone on the lap at the moment? They're not. No. Of course, this circuit. Well, you do mention it is a glorified car park, and technically it is a car park because it does go around the Hard Rock Stadium, of course, home to the Miami Dolphins, who are having a good season actually in the NFL. They're 4-3 so far, which
yeah, I mean, it is literally their car park.
Yeah, it is. Part of it is. I've always had a soft spot for them. There we go. There you can see it from Monster there, the Hard Rock Stadium there in the background as Andrew dives into the pit lane. So everybody pretty much going in the pits or already in the pits. We'll soon see the second run. Soon Alex is... Well, he was up, but he's used all of his ERS, so I think he may pit at the end of this lap.
So just checking the stream, I've seen a couple of comments about it freezing.
Right.
It seems to be alright on my phone. I wonder if it's maybe just a buffering issue.
Could be. Could be. So let's have a look. Who's now
Alex
back out?
Looks to be on quite up on his lap.
Yeah, he's got no ERS though left, and that's going to really, really hurt down that long straight, and an acceleration coming out of 17 through 18. Yeah, he dives into the pits in the end.
It was half a second up. I thought he'd have completed that.
Strange, that one. I think
Tom Brown says don't do a quali lap with full race fueling. Yeah, that's usually a good idea.
Yeah, you might get hampered a little bit.
I can't say too much because I did it at one of the races earlier in the season.
I've done it with about 7 laps in. I think I've done it with about that in. Don't think I've ever done it with full racing.
I think it was Monza.
Ooh, that's going to hamper you.
Yeah, I was about 3 seconds off the pace.
Oh, I mean, Tom Brown, we saw even last time out in Spain and how quick he is as a qualifier. He is one of our standout qualifying performers in MRC. Rotterdam
always has been quick on the one lap.
Just doesn't always seem to work out in the race for him. Did last time out though. He had a fantastic race.
He has had some good races this season, so he seems to be dropping that curse a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. To be fair, I think it's about time for him. He'll be happier more than anybody else. We're on board with the Alpine of Rotterdam.
I'm just on board with the AlphaTauri of Barnstop, who's just started a lap as well.
Yeah, I think Barnstop's going to be one to watch. Of course, he was a Tier 4 driver and is running no assists, and you'd have to say definitely on a Tier 2, potentially even Tier 1 pace. He's a really, really good driver. As Rotterdam's was 4 tenths up in the first sector on his lap, so he's really on it. This time round, we'll soon see the end of the second sector coming out of this complex. Doesn't invalidate, keeps it nice and neat, gets the car stopped. Oh, glouch the barrier just for good measure. He's half a second up. He's going to lose so much time all the way down this very, very long straight. I'll have to find out how long that straight is, because that's going to drive me absolutely insane.
I've got to give it to Rotterdam, though. He's really pushing himself. He's a Tier 4 driver, and he's asked to go up the tiers.
Yeah, he is. Up 2 tiers.
He was supposed to stay Tier 4, but he's requested to go higher. So I think he's going to be Tier 2 next season.
Well, and he's shown him. He's put it in 10th there, and you'd have to say a good, probably at least 2 tenths. That should be up there with your 5th, 6th, 7th place. He'll.
Barnstop's just gone P3.
There we go. That's another one. There we go. Then and that's why we have Tier 4. That's why we have the tier systems. Drivers can get used to it, get used to racing, and then can look to improve. And this is just absolute proof of the pudding that it works. As Colby Bay pops it in second.
I mean, it's amazing when people ask to be promoted up. Like, really trying to push themselves, not wanting to sit down in the lowest tier going, yeah, I'm fine here.
Who's that? That's Womax that went round. Womax has had a moment in the final little complex. Look, he's kept
just gone on board with him, and I think he got a bit too much throttle.
Yeah, I think he did. So he is
about to put a quicker lap in, I believe.
Yeah, he is. He goes into 6th with that one. Tom Brown's popped up into 5th. Now he's got his race fuel off. So Fire Rooster, Confetti, Loppy, Monster are in the pits as it stands. Stu and Carly Alfa Romeo's down at 17th and 18th at the moment. Not too far off the pace. Scratch down there in 19th as well.
Yeah, it's not been the best of seasons, unfortunately. Hopefully he can bounce back next season.
Yeah, because he is known as a very, very quick racer. I've had many, many battles with him, and he definitely got some really good pace.
He definitely did on the last game. I think he just needs to find the sweet spot on this one.
Yeah, it does take a bit of time. Everything's changing, and the handling, graphics, etc. Let's have a look at on board the McLaren of Fanning. Oh, gets very, very squirrely through. 13,
Alex
14.
has just gone P2.
Oh, good lap.
Improved by about a second there.
Wow. Fanning's down on his time. Should be abandoning that one. Dumas Hornet down on his lap as well. Single track. Is he? Yeah, he's up into 12th. So that banker from Confetti still up there. Still yet to be beaten. But the drivers are getting a little bit closer.
Oh, they're definitely closing in on him, especially as the track rubber's in and you get used to it.
Yeah, I think if he goes out again, he'll be aiming for the 27s, and I think it's probably doable. He did have a very, very good lap. It was a very clean lap, but I think it will be doable now. Like you said, rubber's in. You've got your eye in as well. That's another key part.
Yeah, nearly every track we go to, I always find I need at least one lap. Get my banker on the board, then go for it.
Exactly.
You feel quick on your first lap, and then you look at the time and you're like, no, that's not quick.
Yeah, but then if you're Confetti thinking that, then you're thinking,
Your second lap, you usually knock about a second off it. Although I'd be really surprised if Confetti manages that now.
I'll be scared for Tier 1 drivers if he manages that.
Well, I believe he's going up there next season.
And rightly so, to be fair. He's shown time and time again how quick he is. Loppy 3/10 up already in the first sector alone. There's nothing floppy about this lap. He's absolutely... I was going to say something else. I'm not going to go there. It's too early.
Yeah, we're pre-watershed. We'll have to behave for this one.
Ah, well, we'll
leave the bad jokes for Gav for next.
Yes, of course. The return of the Banshee is next with the Anaconda in a bottle. He is next.
I still want to know what this new nickname is for him.
I can't wait. Honestly, can't wait for it. I know Connor's dreading it.
I think I'm dreading it to some extent. You know what Gav's like, he don't hold back.
No, he doesn't. No, there is no watershed for Gav. I suppose he hasn't commented yet. Let's have a look. Loppy finishing his lap, but still 3/10 up, 4/10 up. Well, there we go. 28-2. Great end. Got an extra half a tenth in that last sector. Pops a provisional pole position. Let's have a look. Call Me Maybe's on an out lap. Let's have a look at Barnstop. He's going through sector 1, avoid the traffic. Oh, no. 3 minutes left as well. Is he going to have time to get in and get back out? It's going to be hard pressed. He's going to have to really push it to get back round. Let's have a look at Tom. He's not on a lap, just starting now. Let's have a look at the Red Bull man.
I'm going to have a look at Rotterdam, see how he's doing.
Yep, down in 13th as it stands. I think the track's going to get very, very busy as Confetti has now left the pits.
He wants his P1 back.
He does. Certainly does. And as we know, the driver's title has already been decided. Calvin does take the Tier 2 crown. I think the Constructors is still all to play for, is it not?
I will just double check for you. I believe it is. I believe the leader's changed on the last race.
Oh.
Because it's changed a few times recently. Yeah, it's Mercedes out front, Ferrari 5 points behind. McLaren a further 12 back, Aston 10 back off that. So yeah, it's really all to play for in the Constructors.
Yeah, that really is. So on that base, we've got a Ferrari in 7th, a McLaren in 8th, and the Mercedes boys in 11th and 14th currently. But you don't score points in qualifying.
Let's see what Womax can do. Looks like he's about to complete his lap.
Yeah, in fact, he's on
P7.
Lap. There it is. Needed that. He needed
That's
to
literally
push.
how they're in the standings as well. The 7, 8, 9.
Tom Brown got second. Oh, Tom Brown 28-2, 5-2. Less than 500 behind
now.
Wow. So let's have a look. What's Confetti doing with his lap? Is he going to finish on? Starting his lap now. Let's have a look. Let's keep with the Alpha Tower boy and see what he can do. Can he improve? Can he put it back? No, he can't. He's gone round in 3.
And he made a Hodgie howl.
Already?
I know we've already qualifying and he's made a Hodgie howl.
Oh my days! You kind of after the banker he had. What does Calvin do?
I think he's just started another lap. That was a really slow one.
Right, that's again champion Constructors on the line. His teammate down in 16th currently. I'm going to be interested now, of course, because now we've got the Constructors on the line, and you mentioned that McLaren in the hunt. Saviour starting at the back. 5 place demotion as well at the end of the race, being a Tier 1 driver. It's one of those that DRS needs to be very powerful around here, and is powerful, and that is where the overtakes seem to happen.
It's a bit of an interesting Constructors, I must admit, because McLaren led it nearly all season. Ferrari took the lead off them a couple of races ago, and Mercedes just took it the last race.
Wow.
It's because Womax has had a really good, strong second half of the season.
It has been very consistent, yeah.
Got over his early troubles and started to be consistent as well.
As Calvin 3/10 up currently on this lap, coming out the second sector. What can he do as he powers down the very... He's just going to call it the very long straight now. I can't find how long it is. Answers on a postcard, answers in the comments if you know how long that back straight is. Please, everybody. As Calvin now crosses the line, it goes into 6th with that one. 3 thousandths ahead of Barnstop. Let's have a look. Is Alex on a lap? He's down currently. On his as he goes past his teammate who's currently in... Yeah, he's currently in 13th. I tell you what, Monster's got to popped a good lap in there, sneakily. He's gone up into 12th. That's good support for Calvin.
That's it.
And he's gone in the pits, that is, and now it says, so there we are. Floppy. The Willy Boy takes pole position by less than 500ths of a second over Tom Brown. Confetti Craig with that excellent, unbelievable banker lap takes 3rd. Alex in 4th. Call me whenever you feel like it. Is in 5th. Calvin has rounded up his Dolphins and he is in 6th. Barnstop in 7th. Womax in 8th. Fanning in 9th. Anton in 10th. Dumas Hornet 11th. Monster in 12th. Single Track in 13th. Fire Rooster 14th. Rotterdam 15th. Stoob in 16th. Gene Genie. One kind of to forget you have to say for him, but race pace and race strategy is 1 for him. He is in 17th. Scratch in 18th. Carl 19th. And Saviour in 20th.
It's definitely going to be interesting for the constructors, is this?
Yeah, that's a big mix.
I literally cannot predict it.
That is a big mix, isn't it? We've got a few people, you know, we've got your Calvins, Max up there ahead of Fanning, and then each teammate we've got 11th, 12th, and 13th in there. And then 14th, sorry, for Fire Rooster. So there's a few, there's a couple in there. It's going to be a good battle, this, I think.
It definitely will be. I mean, Tier 2 has been good battles all season.
Yes, and look at that, less than 1/10 of a second separating the top 3 drivers. 3 thousandths separating 6th and 7th. Seconds, actually, less than a second separating that whole top 10. So, again, another strong qualifying, you'd have to say, from the Tier 2 boys to keep it so competitive. And as you mentioned earlier, you get the bank win, you can improve by a good 6/10 at least per lap. And, you know, some of these guys managed to hook up a lap. They could have seen themselves in the top 10 without any problems.
That's exactly what Lorpy did. He got a banker in and then really smashed it out.
Yeah, he did.
But where's that pace come from? He's not usually that strong in qualified. He's really been working at that.
He does, and it's one of those, the tracks seem to suit some drivers more than others, and this just one that seems to suit the Flopster.
Let's just hope he don't go too floppy in the race.
Let's hope not. But looks like we've got perfectly clear skies. The Miami is out in Miami Vice. They're still saying, though, that it's going to potentially rain at some point in this race.
Who's predicting the weather? Is it Ferrari?
Well, yeah, there could be that.
It sounds like they predict the weather as well as they predict the strategies at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to see if anyone starts on the wet, just, you know, in preempting.
I don't think anybody's that mad.
Have you met some of our drivers?
Inters, maybe.
Yeah.
Because the Inters are really overpowered anyway.
Well, yeah, that is true.
Especially on the dry track.
Yeah, they are. So let's have a look. We have the formation map, and let's go through. Oh, this is interesting. Most of the drivers going on the hard compound tyres. Tom Brown, Alex, Call Me, maybe Calvin, and Monster all starting on the medium tyres. Everyone else on the hard. So, do you think that might be an indication then of when that rain is going to come? Just after, you'd have to say, about lap 15 to 20, maybe?
Yeah, I believe it was about 17, 18 laps on a set of hards here.
Yeah. Maybe just trying to eke them out a little bit longer and see if...
You possibly could, if you know the rain's coming before lap 20, you could make it work.
Yeah. I think the medium tyres are just hoping to kind of hold on, and maybe a safety car or two for the medium tyre runners to save some life in their tyres, to prolong them a little bit longer.
it's a tight street track, I think there's a good chance of a safety car.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially on lap 1.
Yes, we saw absolute carnage in tier
3.
3 it was, yeah. Well, yes, we did. Last time we were
got
here.
red flagged that night.
They did, of course. New rules in for red flagging. So they will be observed tonight. The race directors will be watching this one. Their eyes glued to the screen. Of course, the only way we're going to red flag. That's a pirate flag, isn't it? That's a different one entirely.
No, we don't want a Jolly Roger.
No, exactly that. So, well, yeah, the only way that is if there's going to be a lobby glitch, or if we lose. I think it's at least 7 drivers DNF. I think
something like that. I know it's a really high percentage now.
It is, yeah.
Bergen said about half an hour in is the rain.
Ooh.
So I'm guessing he's on the party doing his race engineer duties.
Yeah, he'd be on with, I'd imagine, Calvin, potentially Tom Brown, Fanning, usually in that with him. So potentially Morgan as well. So Floppy Loppy stops on his lines. Confetti Craig has about 3 or 4 goes at it, and eventually does stop a little bit outside his box. One's disqualified. Stube disqualified. I tell you what, well, we're looking forward to the grid. We're not looking backwards, so it looks like most of the drivers are lined up. Here we go, the lights are on for the final time in Season 8. We've now got 5 lights ready to go, and let's go! I hate this glitch. Racing, away we go! Tom Confetti gets a fantastic launch off the start. Tom Brown gets an even better one. Loppy gets absolutely swamped. Oh, there's big carnage. Who was that coming in? I don't even know who that was.
Wow.
Well, there's 5 abreast.
Oh, there's a lot of 5-second penalties going on here.
Yeah, certainly is.
Oh,
that was
just lost it as well and gone into band stop, I believe.
Oh, no way. He got really sluggish off the line. Rotterdam's gone round as well. Exit of 2. Bandstop's gone round as well in 3. But Tom Brown and Confetti both got an absolutely incredible launch off the line. Tom on the mediums, Confetti on the hard tyres, just absolutely hooked it up completely. And they were passed and done into, even way before the braking, were fighting each other into the braking. Calvin's up into 3rd. Alex has survived the melee and gone into 4th. Floppy Loppy, unfortunately, down into 5th. Cole maybe in 6th. 7th is Fanning. Anton in 8th. Single track up into 9th. Good start from him. Monsters. I tell you what, look at the Alfa Romeo boys. 11th and 12th already. What a start from them.
Movers here. Single track's gone up 4 positions. Stube's gone up 5. Carl's gone up 7.
Just avoided the melee.
4.
Yeah. Genie's up 2. He's just past Rumax as well. The Mercedes boys down in 16th, 17th. Not going their way at all for the Constructors' Championships. Long way to go though, but look at this. Oh, Confetti's absolutely cream crack at the wall. No damage there though on the Alpha Tauri, but that's going to give Calvin a bit of impetus there. He's going to see that and go, okay, has he got damage? He will not know this. And he's going to be looking and looking to see how that Alfa Romeo handles. That's going to unsettle Confetti. Tom Brown is going to see it a little bit as well and go, okay, that gap's opened up. He's going to breathe a complete sigh of relief. Coleman's bit dropping a little bit. I think he was tied up a little bit in that turn 1 melee, and that gap, the front 4, pulling away.
I've got right time glitch going on here, but we'll keep going.
Yeah, Scratch now has got past 5 who's to further down. Mercedes boys not having much luck in any way, shape or form.
Bandstop's been in the pits. I'm assuming that's for a new front wing.
Plenty of time to go.
Coming together.
Yeah, plenty of time to go. Dumas Hornet, he's had a poor getaway as well, down in 19th place. I think he's had a moment, yeah, he's gone round and Rotterdam's gone past. Xavier up into 17th. Harassing the back of Scratch, who's also having a look at the Mercedes further down. Nothing just yet. Actually, hang on, what happened to Monster? Monster's had a moment, he's gone into the wall. Oop, that's not good. That's a bad rear wing. Oh, Monster, he had a great start as well. He was doing really, really well. It's easy to lose though through there. Look at this. Got quite a bit of a train going on here. And Calvin and Alex are fighting. Calvin and Alex, where's Alex come from?
Alex has been clinging all over the back of him. He's just slowly snuck up there and started to cling all over him and put fastest lap in.
He did, yeah, he really did. He was kind of, yeah, just keeping touch. And then suddenly, Calvin caught him napping.
He's going to be going after Confetti now so he can try and get on after Tom Brown.
Yep, that gap over 2 seconds already. Way clear of the DRS. But this is going to be interesting now. First time on, they're going to be using the DRS Confetti. Is he going to be at risk? Are those hard tyres going to be ready to go? And I think Alex on those mediums. Is Calvin on the medium tyres? He is as well. There we go, DRS, there we are. We heard the beep. Wide open, the letterbox on the Aston Martin, the Ferrari too far back to push. There he goes on the inside. Goes early. He's already passed before the break. So Confetti trying to late brake and put him off a little bit, make him have an error. Nothing to do there for Alex. He's far too experienced in the ways of overtakes and the ways of wheel-to-wheel combat. And he takes second spot. But here we are, another DRS long zone ahead. 5.5 tenths is the gap. And now let's ride on board with Confetti. How's his top speed? What's he going to do going down the straight? Is he going to be using his ERS? Is Alex going to be using it to defend? I think he may have done, because he didn't even get about 2 tenths. That's it on that straight there.
Alex seems to have a lot of straight line speed. He was catching Confetti on the last straight before they even hit the DRS zone.
Yeah.
So he's definitely got the straight line speed.
He does. A few gaps up.
What if he's running Gav's hack?
Could be.
Have we got a safety car?
Oh, we do. What happened there? Where'd that come from? I was following Loppy, who was going into the pits, about to say that, and then where's that come from? And he came out and he caught the leader straight away.
No pit stop strategies coming into play then.
I wonder if it's to
kind
do.
of appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if it's to do with Womack. He suddenly finds himself in 20th and last.
I'm going to get a chance to catch up now, and it's going to sort of dull the field out, get them all back together, and let them all start battling again.
Exactly. Yeah, because there were a few gaps starting to appear, weren't there, midway through that, and didn't have time to highlight some of them. A few drivers taking the opportunity to pit. Probably the medium tyre ones, you'd have to say. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so our tyre owners, actually, they're all pitting and putting some medium tyres on. Maybe take them towards the rain. They're not going to lose out too much, and hoping that extra grip will take them towards when it will potentially pour down.
Yeah, because you can get, I think, 10 to 12 laps, which should get us to about the rain, if it happens.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, if it happens. Looking pretty blue there.
Because really Tier 2 is only approximate weather, so you can't really trust the forecast you're given.
Well, very true, yeah. It could last. It could happen at a lap before or 5 laps later.
Not that we could trust the accurate weather either. As I've found from parties in Tier 3 races, there can be 4 of us in the party and we all get different weather forecast. One's been told torrential downpour the whole race, one's been told sun all race.
Yeah.
So, make your mind up.
Exactly. Let's have a quick look at the winners and losers in those opening 4 laps. Well, people have actually served their time penalties that they got at the start. Not sure what on earth happened. Look at that. So the biggest winner there, Carl's up 10 spots into 9th because he decided not to pit. Loppy's only just pitted and he's pitted again. So a bit of an issue going on. Not sure what. He had a decent gap to his teammates, so maybe just take an opportunity.
Just have a look what he's doing now.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Xavier now up into 12th. Genie up into 10th. He's up 7 places. Xavier up 8. Single track up 5 himself.
He's put his hards back on his Loppy.
Ah, that's interesting. He went on to the mediums and then now gone back to the hard tyres.
I suppose if he wants to run them along.
I wonder if he's listening and thinking, yeah, the rain might come 5 laps late. It's interesting one, this, and I think it with rain midway through a race like this, what it's being forecast, but we are being told, it is a gamble. And Loppy spun on those cold tyres. He's had a moment. Gets out though ahead of Andrew, who's back on the medium tyres. I'm liking some of the camera angles, the long range shots that it's given us today. It's shown. I'm sure it's just sponsorship. It's plugged in the Hard Rock Stadium. To be honest, but it looks quite good.
I think it's sponsorship related as well.
Must be.
Probably been paid to give the stadium some viewing time.
Yeah, well, if you can afford to safeguard in this lap, but if you can afford to put a Formula 1 race on in your own premises, then you can afford to put it on a game a little bit more, can't you? You want something back.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so Tom Brown allowing the safety car to disappear off through the last corner. Where is Tom going to go as he just gets to the pit lane? Is Tom going to go at the last corner? He does. He's gone, and he's caught Alex napping a little bit. Really caught Confetti napping even more. Unchallenged into turn 1 is the Red Bull of Tom. Alex in second. Confetti's got Calvin all over the back of him. And with the base says, is Rotterdam having a look at Xavier? I think Xavier's at the moment, he's already locked 2 seconds of a gap. It's a strange one.
Xavier and Rotterdam have just swapped places then.
Xavier saying it actually didn't even let him take his own setup because of the part Fermi conditions, and he didn't actually take a lap.
That's unusual.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't set it in qualifying. I mean, it wasn't leaving the pits, just left it.
Qualifying.
Yeah, you do. And I think you may have just missed out.
An outlap to lock it in.
Yeah, exactly that. So you'd be running on a balanced setup, which will be hampering.
Calvin, we're making a move there, and hasn't made it stick though.
He hasn't. He's going around the outside. There's two abreast. I've never seen two abreast on there. Who's going to have the inside line into the heavy brake of the tight. Oh, that was close. What a good move.
Both of them.
That was very, very clean from both. So close, so tight and twisty through there. That was fantastic driving. Alex then takes third. Confetti's are going to be under pressure from Call Me Maybe, who's already pulled out of the slipstream. He's alongside. The Haas has got some seriously. I never thought I'd say Haas has straight line speed.
They've had some straight line speed this season. There's just not much else.
Well, yeah.
Because they've got the Ferrari engine, which early in the season was the best in a straight line a lot of the time.
Well, yeah, that's very true. Very true. Connor has now joined us, and Gav, and your other half. Where have you been? You missed the excitement. You missed a Hodgie Howler already.
About time, boys
and girls. I'll save your bacon, mate. It's all right.
I knew she were watching anyway. I can hear it through the door.
Oh.
But yeah, where's Gavin Connor been? I don't know.
Part-timers. Honestly, not committed to the cause. So that
good
gap
evening.
Is good. So that gap now less than 0.8 of a second up front. Medium tyres being held at bay by the hard compound tyres on the Red Bull. Calvin's dropped 2.2 seconds back after that little battle that you had with Confetti, who's now keeping Fanning at bay, who's also... Sorry?
Both on mediums, the top two.
Oh, it's on mediums. Oh, yes, he is. My bad.
And Alex has just set a purple middle sector, so he's really on it now.
Yeah, he's got the gap down to half a second. The rest will be wide open.
It will when it kicks back in. Is it this lap it activates?
We'll soon see as they cross the line. It certainly is.
I think Tom may be under a bit of pressure in this lap.
I think he will. We're going to stick with this too. There are battles up and down the field. Fanning under pressure from Anton and Single Track, who's got a nice little gap. Excuse me, to Carl, who's under pressure from about 4 drivers in a little train. 5 is to Genie, Saviour and Dumbest Hornet. And then a gap with Stu. Monster's now fighting his way back up into 15s. He's just past Scratch. So he's fighting well. Barnstock, Rotterdam, the 2 Tier 4 drivers, hopeful. I'm going to be moving into Tier 2 next season. Having one to but so far, unfortunately. Really sad to see for them.
Rotterdam's had a moment.
Oh no, he has. Through 1 and 2.
Alex has dropped right back.
Yeah, he must have had a moment in that first sector, went a little bit deep, a little bit wide.
Call me maybe's all over the back of Calvin. He could be under a bit of pressure down the straight.
Yeah, we saw how fast the last lap that Haas was, and now with DRS as well. Well, the driver's taking a lot of that inside curb in turn 14, so it's amazing that there's not any warnings just yet.
Yeah. He seems to be able to cut it a lot, but not too much.
Yeah, it can really, really unsettle the car, and they're doing quite well just to avoid it. I mean, that gap from Calvin has come down behind Alex. And just a touch.
That is a long straight, though, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Incidentally, not as long as the runway in Fast and Furious.
Really strange you say that, because I was reading an article actually before this started with all the different random facts of the Fast and Furious film, and it's weird that they mentioned the runway as well.
That runway must be about 30 mile long.
It really is.
It's the longest runway in the world, and they've always got about 16 gears in the gearbox.
They've just gone up and down the it's the only explanation. They've gone from Newcastle down past Leeds and kept on going.
Yeah, literally. That runway is like Newcastle to London. Yeah, that train is definitely an interesting one. Rooster, Genie, Saviour.
Yeah, Anton's dropped.
Carl are having a bit of a battle.
Anton's
here.
dropped back. I'm sure Anton was ahead of them as well earlier.
Yeah, they've got a bit of a ding-dong going on there. Another train.
They do, and the out reaches the top 10, and then Fires has got Genie and Saviour for company.
That's not some company I'd enjoy. That'll make you sweat.
Oof, wouldn't it just, I know.
I mean, Genie's no easy competitor. He is quite good especially when he finds his rhythm, but Saviour's just another level.
He can just turn into a man on a mission. He's on the hard compound tyres as well. We're just going to cut and watch this battle, because I seem to have stalled third, fourth and fifth. Calvin's got really good straight line pace and is able to hold Call Me Maybe behind him with Confetti as well, just keeping touch, so we'll leave those be. But now they're pulling away from Fanning. Single track kind of on his own a little bit in seventh. Virus has just about pulled a second out from Genie, who's got now this other McLaren all over the back of him.
That's not going to be nice for Genie when he hits the straight, though.
It's not. But does it? Oh, Sid, it just hit the wall!
That wasn't a good idea.
No, it certainly wasn't. It was sparks flying, no damage.
Might just give Genie the breathing room he needed, though.
Yeah, I think so. Genie got a really good exit. Saviour's light as well, flashing away his ERS. But it's kind of there are battles further down. Monsters all over the back of Stubelicious. Has he gone on the outside? Oh, he tried it on the outside. We saw a move there. We saw one Ferrari try it on the outside of 12. And the other one tried it as well.
Oh, Call Me the Brave was having a look at Calvin then, but didn't quite decide to go for it.
Barnsau's fought his way back up to 14, so it's a good one from him. Moomax has had potentially a moment somewhere. He's lost Thomas on it, but that's going to hurt Monster. He was closing on Stube, who was just about... Ooh, get it slowed down, boys. Oh, just about. Stube had the DRS on Anton as well, so that's just nullified that down the straight. Saviour, he dropped. We saw... Fanning, hang on, what's happened to Confetti? Confetti has lost his front wing! Oh, and I think Singletrack nearly went into the back of him with Confetti being so slow.
Yeah, it's not a good place to come around the corner and find a slow car.
It really, really isn't through turn 3. That will have had new pants for Martin, please, because that will not have been nice at all.
I hope he's wearing the brown ones tonight.
If he's not, there might be now. But no, luckily no virtual safety car, no safety car as well, which you normally get for a bit of damage around a track like this.
It's not ideal for Confetti either, having to do nearly a full lap with no front wing.
No, we know
where he's coming up to at the moment.
No, that's not going to be fun. It's one that we've seen before that it can it doesn't hamper you as much as it did in previous, because obviously the downforce is more ground effect than wing effect, but it still obviously it's not going to be nice.
Well, they've just been throwing that car around like it doesn't matter. Call me the Braves got past Calvin.
He has, we missed that. That's going to be down into the 17 it was. Now Calvin's going to have DRS. How was his run out of the last corner?
He had a look at him last lap, like sort of waving at him going, I'm here, don't get too comfortable.
Yeah.
And he's gone on his lap later and made the move stick.
He has, and this has got quite big permutations, of course, for the championship, with Fanning there in 5th, Xavier in 9th. Now has finally got past Genie into turn 1. Must have got a heck of a run out of the last corner. Oh, it might have passed him off track, lets him back through.
Confetti's kept going with no wing.
I wonder if he's planning on coming in this lap anyway.
You would hope so.
I mean, Martin passed him in turn 3 and he's only lost 1.8, you'd have to say, in a lap. Which isn't... You'd normally lose that in a corner.
Yeah, I mean, he's throwing that car around like it don't really matter too much.
Yeah.
Well, Rooster's just got past him and he's got Genie for company now.
I mean, it's helped Martin a little bit. Obviously, he has lost a touch of time to Fanning, but it helped. I think Rooster didn't get past him that quickly. Now look at this now. Genie isn't getting past him straight away either. Scratch is retired outside of turn 3. Is that going to bring a safety car? And it does! There's a safety car! Is this what Confetti was hoping and praying for? What the leader's going to do? The leaders now dive into the pits. Perfect timing for them. Colin maybe really dives in as well. Calvi, I think everyone's just going to dive in, aren't they?
The top 4 definitely, because they're all on mediums.
What about Fanning? What's he going to do? Yep, he's pitting as well. It makes sense. Now then, let's have a look at the tyres. What are they going to go on? Hard tyres for Alex. High tyres. I mean, it hasn't clouded over. If we were expecting him in the next couple of laps, you would have to say it start clouding over, and there's no sign as yet. So Fanning's going to put the mediums on.
Those going from hards to mediums might find the need to pit again.
Yeah, potentially. Xavier hasn't pitted. Anton
will go to the end.
Yeah. Oh, Dumas Hornet. It's not been the second half of the season to remember for him.
Xavier hasn't stayed out.
Yeah, Xavier didn't pit. Anton didn't pit. And then, even though Stu, being on the hards previously, got to put his used hards back on. He did 3 laps previously. So the only person who stayed out, really, single track.
And Anton.
And Anton and Xavier.
See, they're gambling on this rain coming later.
Yeah, they are.
It's ideally, if the rain doesn't come, it's too early for the hard runners to pit.
It is, but perfect for those medium tyre runners.
Yeah, that's really saved the bacon of them guys and brought them really back into it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's put Tom Brown and Alex in perfect position, and Call Me the Brave. And Calvin.
It's held Confetti. Obviously, he had to go on to the mediums. What a damn 3-second time penalty. Under the safety car as well, just pushing it a little bit too hard. What's happened to Anton? What's happened to Anton? He had a moment. Cold and worn tyres. And Genie's having his YouTube potato Wi-Fi. Anton's up into 9th. Well, it makes a hard job harder. So I
we need to start GoFundMe to get Rob some good internet.
I think he said he's tried, and just where he lives. Either we just need to start a GoFundMe so he can move house.
Well, I'm sure if we GoFundMe, we could have a fibre line put in for him.
We could, yeah. Xavier has now decided to pit. Potentially a lap too late. He's going to drop nearly to the back of the pack.
Which I suppose won't really matter to him too much, because it's not his tier, but it's not going to help the constructors.
No, not really.
Although out of all the teams, there's only one driver in each team scoring at the moment.
Calvin, Fanning and...
Rooster. Who are 5th, 6th and 7th.
And probably not the order that they all want to be in.
That's try and work this out now.
Yeah, you're going to have to. Because Calvin now on the hard tyres can easily go to the end, barring any rain. Fanning and Russo on the mediums are going to potentially be that little bit quicker if they can get past. And Calvin is quick in a straight line. We've seen him in his defence and his battles with Call Me Maybe and Confetti. So this is one to... I couldn't call. I'd have to say Tom and Alex are in the prime seats at the moment, in the box office seats. Single track yet to pit, hoping for another safety car later on, or hoping for rain. Tom and Alex hoping that it stays as is. They don't have to pit again.
Trying to work this out now, it's actually looking like if it finished as the race is currently, Aston Martin might sneak the championship.
Because of, well, single track has to pit. We know as much. Well, yeah, of course, with Alex in third.
Yeah, they would have to finish as they are now, which obviously with single track having to pit wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So it's looking like if you work on just the Mercedes, McLaren, Ferrari, Jacob would do enough to give Mercedes it by 1 point.
Wow. Still to play for now. Martin goes, and he's got the single track wig back to green. And the green Aston Martin leads the way, but Tom Brown is so quick in a straight line as he could have tried challenging the turn one. He sends one, he goes deep. Martin kind of saw it coming. Oh, and it didn't really give the room. There's contact as well further back, Tom and Alex. That's allowed Corby and Amy to go, and he's twitchy around the outside as well. How did nobody hit a wall from that? That was nip and tuck.
Oh, Rob's lost it. He's down in 19th.
Oh, Rob, no.
Looks like he's all intact though, so he can just keep going.
Thank goodness for that, but look at this. That's Tom sent it. Absolutely licked the stamp and sent it recorded, and it unfortunately got returned to sender. But look at this. Not even any DRS, and Alex is alongside down the long straight. He's just ahead. Who's going to be ahead into the braking zone? It's now an Aston Martin 1-2. Oh, might have been a little bit of a love tap. Is Tom going to try and go around the outside of 12? Just about gives enough space. Is Alex going to try it? Alex is trying it. He's going to go on the outside. Who's going to be late on the brakes and make the apex? Alex just...
Do you need to get your breath back now?
Yes.
They're making the Hodgie howl. This ain't going to be good for your blood pressure, but it's great racing to watch.
I need some extra antibiotics.
You need something.
I don't need any helium.
Run, but I don't think you're allowed it at the moment.
I'm not, honestly. I've had a week off work, and I'm like, oh, Tom goes very, very deep as well into the hairpin, and that's allowed Colby maybe back. And now Calvin's trying it. Calvin's trying to go the run. Calvin's trying to switch back around the last corner, and Calvin on the inside into turn one gets the move done just about. What's Fanning going to do? Fanning's having a look as well. The medium tyre's got the more grip. Through the car. Tom slams the door shut. Look at this. Fire Rooster's getting interested as well.
Wow. Now as it stands, I think Ferrari would take it.
I think they possibly will do. And Calvin is on the hard compound tyres. Well, look at this. Fire Rooster on the inside of turn. Fanning into turn 7 and lost it. They clipped the curb. Did he keep it in a straight line? He has.
He's just been passed by a monster though, to put salt in the wound.
Yeah, that's... Oh, yeah, of course. Ferrari driver. Of course, look at this. Alex and single track. What's going on in the top two? Alex has got past his teammate.
He's on the fresher tyres. I suppose it makes sense.
Yes, very true. I don't know if there was any... Oh, now he gets a 3-second penalty. On board as he well, really misjudged that.
We were saying earlier about him cutting that corner though.
Yeah, we did.
Well, a single track might be under pressure from Colby the Brave at this rate.
Yeah, and we know how quick he is in a straight line. Look at that, there's not even any DRS. There's not even any DRS needed. And he makes a move. Who's going to be late to the brakes? Martin is always late on the brakes. He is just about given the risk. He's still there. He's still there. Brave just sluts the door on him. Going through the flat out last corner. Is Martin going to have a look into that first corner? He is. Just about leaves enough room. The side by side through turn 2, turn 3. Martin goes over the curb. just wheel, a little bit of love tapping going on. Martin's not going to give him anything. The Braves just got the superior grip. He's going to have to relent. They're still side by side. And Martin just holds on. And Calvin's looking interested. Is Calvin going to have a look? He's not. He can't do it. Brave shuts the door.
Oh, they're not going to let us have a minute's peace in this race, are they?
I've just been in hospital all week. Will you pack it in?
Confetti's just got Fanning.
Confetti's just got Calvin, and Calvin with the Braves just got single track as well. And look at this, it's Calvin's interested in the inside. Martin's got defensive, Braves got straight on.
Tom Brown's got it.
And Tom Brown's got on the outside of both of them.
Wow.
And there's Confetti's looking interested as well on the outside of Calvin. But Fanny's having another look and a nose in as well. And that's still Anton. Where's Anton come from?
Calm down, boys. Jesus, what a finale this is. I mean, they do say when the championship's wrapped up, that's it, go for it.
Exactly.
Nobody holds back anymore.
They certainly don't, and there's nobody is at all. There is no holds barred here at all.
And Fanning wants to score points because I think he can still claim second back in the drivers.
Ooh, interesting. That's interesting.
He's only 6 points behind Woomax.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to take too much life out of those medium tyres. He's been pushing and pushing a lot, but sometimes actually following other drivers, you can save them because you're just reacting to them. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1. Who is that? That's Carl's gone round outside of 2.
Tom Brown's practically pushing Comey the Brave around this track at the moment.
He certainly is, and he's going to have the DRS, but Alex has checked out and allowed, while these 7 drivers are battling. He's checked out to 3.5 second lead. Tom Brown's gone on the outside. DRS assistance. Who's going to be latest on the brakes? Tom Brown gets that move. Easy done. But look at that further back. That's Martin defending. And there's Confetti's there coming on the outside. Confetti's got past him. Look at that Calvin on the inside of 12. Now Martin's hanging on the outside. Is he going to have the inside line? Is he going to be able to defend just? Confetti's on a march back. He's on an absolute charge. Is the AlphaTauri man.
There we go, I've just dealt with the unwanted in the YouTube channel.
Ah yes, I didn't see those yet. They do that every week now.
Yeah, I just got a shout through the door that they were in the channel.
Yeah, I noticed it in most tiers, and I don't know how.
Oh wow, Calvin, single track, Fanning, all in short space of track with each other.
Certainly, I think those hard tyres for single track are really, really starting to go off now. It seems to be under braking.
I think he's going to put a move on though.
He's having a look. He's having a look at Calvin. Oh, the what? I don't know if Calvin saw him and maybe shut the door, but now he's finally going to try and go around. Oh, he just keep it. Come on, lads.
Give the Hodgie some breath.
But single track's light flash as well, so it shows how hard he's pushing and defending, that he's using all of his ERS.
I think he just wants some solid points tonight.
Yeah, I bet he's as much as he's on a different strategy, and those tyres are going to be absolutely screaming for mercy. He's got to be loving this.
I think there's another safety car could change everything.
It could really bring it back in. Oh, and that was Monsters having a look. Monsters getting interested in this one as well now. He's using his lights flashing though.
He's got no ERS either.
Don't know.
We're all going ERS mental.
10% for him, 11% for Monster. Fanning's got 43. Calvin's used quite a lot. Confetti's got 20 odd. Calvin Bear 20 odd. 28% for Tom Brown. Alex is on 22%, but he is 3 seconds ahead. Tom Brown has cut that gap a little bit, but we're going to have to go back to this battle because now we've got Monster in the DRS, but also
Confetti's getting Comey the Brave into the last corner.
Oh, we're just going to stick with this one. Is under the other Ferrari. Look at the outside. Martin goes defensive, but there's a Ferrari gone very deep, and that's Calvin. Calvin went deep and he was in the wall.
Did he have a coming together with Fanning, or did he just miss his break?
We weren't on board with that one, so I can't answer the question, unfortunately. Mandy's right. Oh, look at that monster.
I got was a distance one, so it didn't show me properly.
Oh, heck.
I could just see both of them on the same section of track.
Is it a Gavin Connor that we saw in Tier 3? Potential. One trying to outbrake the other, and they both managed to outbrake each other. Tom Brown now 3-second penalty. That's huge. Tom Brown in second place now got 3-second penalty. Closed that gap to 3 seconds, just under, to Alex. There's only 9 laps left. How is there only 9 laps left? And how is there still 9 laps left as well? I wish I could drink at the moment because it's, honest to goodness, it's killing me.
Confetti's literally pushing Tom around this track.
Confetti is absolute man on a mission now. The question is, are those medium tyre rims, are they going to last to the end? They went on quite early. They had to do 16 or 17 laps on them, and that is going to be really difficult, isn't it?
I'm really not convinced. I mean, I think it's possible, but you've got to look after him a bit.
You do. I think Martin is going to drop a long way down when it comes to his pit stop. I wonder if he's going to try and put the softs on.
Confetti thought about it there, but he didn't actually stick with it.
No, I think he's just eyeing him up, just seeing what he can do. Let's have a quick look at what I'm looking at. Telemetry, 16% ERS for Confetti. Tom Brown, 28%, that little bit more when it comes to needing it for defence. But he does not know what Confetti's got, but I'm sure he'll have a race engineer somewhere in his ear. But that 3 seconds for Tom Brown is going to be all the difference at the end. And single track, Fanning's dropped off. Colin maybe is kind of now on his own, and now single track again being a cork in the bottle has allowed Anton. Calvin's still there, Firus, Stubbs in there as well. Behind the other Aston Martin, and who is that? Oh, single track's got a 3-second penalty, and who is that that's gone on? Is that Loppy? That's Loppy's gone round in turn 3.
Oh, he's not having a good race after putting it on pole, is he?
Oh, it's not. It is just one to forget for Floppy Loppy. And to be fair, when you qualify that well, when you stick it on pole and it just doesn't go your way, it's absolutely heart-wrenching. You want the world to swallow you. You just want the checkered flag to be there straight away. I do feel for it.
I had a race like that in Australia. I didn't get pole, but I was up the front. And it just didn't go well.
Yeah, had it myself.
I think I had a pole all season, to be fair.
Yeah, I haven't for a little while, to be honest. I can't remember the last one. I don't keep track of them.
So it's not something I'm used to. The Monster's got past single track now. Oh, yeah, he's fighting him back though.
Yeah, outside the last corner. But Andrew's going to have the DRS. He goes to the inside of the last corner. DRS is going to be open on the Ferrari, and you'd have to say that's going to be job done into turn 1, is it? But Martin doesn't like to give it up, but those tyres must be absolutely screaming. Calvin's now pitted. And if he picked up some damage. Have a look now, who have we got? So Singleton next on the list. Ooh, former teammates nonetheless. The firecocker himself is on the back of the green Aston Martin.
That was a long pit stop for Calvin. What's he gone on, mediums? Yeah, 12 lap mediums.
So yeah, 1 mediums.
They're not going to feel pretty for the next 7 laps.
No, that's going to be difficult. Very difficult. He's not going to have a huge amount of grip at any point.
I think I'd have rather gone softs, and even that's pushing it.
Yeah, I think I probably would have done the same. Have a couple of laps of decent pace, rather than a few laps of not a huge amount. I think that's what Martin and
Anton are going for.
Yeah, there must be. Anton's still there in 10th. He's just behind.
To get into the window of where softs would work. But Confetti's about to
Confetti's had a look. Has he had a look? He's side by side of the last corner. Tom's not going to give it up. Oh, the side by side. Oh, love tap as well.
Who's got the better traction and who's going to get the DRS?
Yeah, that's a good question. Who is going to get the DRS? It's Tom got the DRS. No, he hasn't.
No, it's Confetti.
Confetti got it. And makes the move
just
stick.
Behind at the detection.
Yeah. Confetti's still on for this win. If he can make those tyres last, there you go, single track now finally makes his pit stop. And unfortunately with the gaps, he's going to come out somewhere behind Genie potentially. He may... Oh, he's going to be close. He's going to go... Yeah, Genie's going to pass him. He is. He's going to be a pedo towards the end. He's going to be out just ahead of Genie. So...
And he'll gain a position back when Anton pits, because he's going to do the same.
Yeah.
Martin, at the moment, will be praying to catch up a little bit, and then a safety car come out.
Potentially, yeah, and those guys with the penalties potentially could help him get
And those with mediums may end up pitting for, well, they may all start pitting for softs, which will gain him some positions.
Yeah. I would say at this point you would stick with that. What would you do if you're on, well, either tyre and you pitted another safety car? What would you do if a safety car came out now?
I might just try and hang it out depending on what condition my tyres were in. Hards would definitely last, mediums it depends what percentage they were on.
Yep. Oh, Womax has gone round. The other Mercedes were on board with Monster fighting with Fire Rooster. And the other one has gone round. Yeah, I'd have to say I'm the same. Anton's just got past Stoob in the DRS. Up into 8.
Making them tyres hang out.
Really is. He's still not pitting.
And he's still not pitting. What is going...
Wow.
He really is brave. And Martin is behind Genie then.
Ah, yes, yeah. Now, I don't know if he had a moment. I'm sure he came out ahead of him. Rotterdam's got Thomas Hornet now. Further down. But we're going to stick with this Monster battle. Because this could make a difference at the end of the championship. But however, 3-second penalty for Monster there puts him into Stoob and Barnstop territory, potentially Saviour as well. I would have to deal with Stoob's now got it back before the DRS. Stoob's now got past that, and he's got DRS. Oh, this is a good little battle.
Anton's got some straight line speed though.
He does, doesn't he?
He was still fighting back even without DRS.
Yeah. Stoob kept it in a straight line though. Barnstop's looking interested.
Oh, Barnstop's always interested.
Oh, Stoob gets 3-second penalty, runs very, very wide in through 13.
He'll be literally up and somebody leaves that barn door open.
He is. And he's going to slam it shut. I'm looking at that gap at the lead. There's 3 seconds, of course, for Alex. 4 laps still to go and 3-second time penalty. Gap is still hovering around that 3 seconds. The Hards will still be okay. They'll be in the middle of their working life and they'll feel plenty enough grip left. Mediums may not feel good. So who's that? That's that's Monsters pitted.
That's an unusual choice.
Yeah, he only had 13 laps on those hard tyres. What's he going to go on for the softs? He would have to, wouldn't he?
He's gone soft.
Ah, he's got a front wing change. Must have had some damage somewhere and clouted some. Well, maybe had a collision with Fire Rooster.
Unfortunate because he was running in the points.
He was.
He was currently holding up Ferrari's glory. Well, I think Jacob is probably going to do enough to secure it for Mercedes.
Yeah, we've got Fanning just 5 seconds, 4.4 ahead. He's 5 seconds to call me. Maybe those kind of 3 now having just a lonely little race on their own for the last couple of laps, just looking at timings. It's like a time DT session for these guys, and practice session just kind to keep consistent with the lap times, looking at the gaps, seeing what they need to do, looking at the tyre deg, looking at the tyre wear, how long they've all been on it.
I think this is where Martin's found his rhythm and he's coming on a charge. He's within DRS of Genie now.
Yes.
Can he make it back to the points is the question. He's got about 18 seconds to get there.
You'd have to say in the next couple of laps it's going to be a tall order. Anton now gets past Stoob, but Stoob's fighting back under the brakes. Oh, there might have been a little bit of love tapping going on as Anton now finally decides to pit on lap 26.
So that's going to give Martin a position. Saviour's penalty will probably help him.
Yeah, just.
So he may scrape a point out of this.
Yeah, but he's just got past Genie as well.
So next up the road for him is Dummies Hornet. Is he going to make it out ahead of Anton?
Well, let's have a look. He's going over the start-finish line now into turn 1. He will just about make it. He does. Will Genie... Oh, actually, they're side-by-side coming out. Oh, just... I don't think Martin knew he was there and went to take the racing line, and I think that may have caught Anton out quite a bit.
We're still following on, so we should be alright.
Well, of course, it's battle on track. Confetti's now within 2.7 seconds of the lead. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. Who is that that's gone round? Not 100%. It might be a Ferrari. Which one is it? I think it was Calvin.
He's really not having a good race.
Yeah, such problems early on.
I do wonder if he's trying the no traction now he's got the championship.
He was good early on. He was quick early on and just seemed to fall away a little bit. Fanning's fallen away from Colin Maybe, who's trying to get within that 3 seconds of Tom Brown with Tom's penalty. Confetti could still take the win after penalties as well. But I'll tell you, one of the best recoveries I would have to say is the Bandor himself. Back up into 7th.
I mean, he's running in 7th with 15 lap hards.
Exactly. I mean, both the AlphaTauris had issues early on, didn't they? I think they were running pretty much 18th, 19th early on, and have come back through and, 2nd and 7th respectively. That's nothing to shake your head at.
It was a bit unusual. Martin slowed down on the start-finish straight.
Yeah, Anton's now past him.
Did he misread the laps and think it was the last lap?
I wonder if his TV's turned itself off again.
Possibly.
Ooh, Conway the Brave now 3-second penalty. So that he's had a big one because he was trying to close Tom down. That gap's really opened out. Stubbs fallen off the back of Barnstorp, who's fallen off the back of Rooster. Stubbs got 3-second penalty, so that place is cemented, you have to say, for Stubb in 8th because Saviour's penalty post-race. The one really, let's have a quick look at the penalties before we go any further. So Dumason's got the 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane, and a single track monster. Rotterdam, Stubblicious, call me maybe Tom Brown or Charlie Brown, and Al Qatari, Alex Edric, our leader, currently all have 3 seconds. And that gap now with Confetti just over 3 seconds. What have you seen?
Martin really outbrakes himself at the end of the long straight.
Oh, he has. Martin's now suddenly in the Everglades. He's gone down to Florida. He's long gone.
Done his race any favours, unfortunately.
No, that is not a touchdown, my friend. That is not where you want to be. That's gone long. That's an overthrow.
Definitely was, unfortunately.
I'll stop at any NFL. No one will get it.
Yeah, there might only be you who gets a lot of them.
Yeah, I think so. I'll stop at that one.
No, Fanning could be within touching distance of taking Brave at this rate.
He could be, yeah. 4 seconds. He's got a second to pull out. 4.2 now. Confetti, that gap hovering around the 2.9 to 3 second gap. This is literally going to come down over the line. And Loppy again with another fastest lap. He's got some pace in it, and that just shows the inherited pace that Loppy's had during this race. And it just hasn't worked out for him. He's got bogged down over the line. I think caught up. Who's that? That's Rotterdam. Oh, he was fighting for the last point. That's gifted it to Womax. Anton doesn't get a penalty because he's a reserve driver as well, isn't he? So Anton as well going to try and get a point.
Yeah, he should do.
He does.
He's obviously going to drop out.
Yeah, he's gone on the mediums, not rather than the softs. Monster's got past Genie now. That's not gone well for Andrew. Unfortunately, he's having such an incredible race. Anton therefore the fast lap of the race, and we are on now. The final lap, the final go round this glorified car park, as many like to call it. On the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. If this is a warm-up for Tier 1, we're in for a good night. Again.
I think Alex might keep this win. Confetti seems to be really struggling.
Oh, single track's retired. He was having... what a battle he had early on in the middle part of this race, but the man who kept his nose the cleanest apart from the 3-second penalty, his teammate Alex, has come through with that gap. You're right, it's just eked to 3.4 seconds. Those medium tyres from Confetti just falling off the cliff. But here we go, the Aston Martin takes The final race win of Season 8. Alex takes the win. Confetti will come through with a great recovery to take second. Tom Brown will take third. Call me maybe, call me fourth, call me thank you very much, I'll have some points, I'll take that one. Fanning is going to come across in fifth. Now Barnstop and Fire Rooster, this is going to go towards the line. The dragging wheels. Barnstop takes it. What happened? Where did that come from?
Well, we said he was on a recovery.
Yeah, well, that's a recovery. I think that's a little bit of 6 of one, half a dozen of another between that and the last corner, you'd have to say. No room, and then Fire Rooster takes 7. Saviour takes 8 on track. He'll be demoted 5 places, so Stu will take 8. Anton takes the final point. He'll get 9th. Womax will take the final point scoring position. Rotterdam in 12th. Genie 13th. Andrew so unlucky. Takes 14th. Dumas Hornet 15th in the end. Calvin, what to say, our tier 2 champ was having such a great race and just fell to pieces in the second part of that one.
Yeah, he was having a good race. But these things happen. I'm sure he'll bounce back, ready for next season.
He certainly will. I'm sure he will. I think he's staying in tier 2 as well, so he'll be ready to defend his crown. And also 17th and 18th, sorry, we had Carl and Leopold Sitter. Loppy was the final finish at the first to last, unfortunately, of the finishers.
And Mercedes boys, give yourself a pat on the back. I believe you're the constructors champions.
Ah, fantastic.
Obviously, results are provisional pending all stewards' inquiries, but I think they've done it.
Yeah, possibly.
It will be confirmed tomorrow, though.
It certainly will, but that was... I'm just trying to have a breather. Because that was something else. That was absolutely something else. Wow. Wow. Tier 2, you've done it again.
I've got to contend with this next season.
Yeah, so do I. Potentially. And that's absolutely insane. Alex takes the win. Confetti 0.4 of a second behind after penalties. Tom Brown in third, as we mentioned there. Your podium finishes. Results, as we said, are provisional until the stewards will make their decisions on any reports that come through. But that battle in the middle of the race, 7, 8 cars in a line, all fighting over the same piece of track, all pretty much clean as well. A little bit of love taps and wheel banging. It's a very narrow circuit, and I'd have to say that was probably some of the best racing I think I've seen all season.
Definitely. Speaking of results, can you make sure you scroll to the bottom so I've got the times?
Just done it.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
Just done that. But there we are, folks. Wow, what an insane race that was.
Oh, it really was. It definitely was the Ferrari weather forecasters, wasn't it?
It really was as well.
It's going to rain, it's going to rain.
Yeah,
Looks
it's
like
still
it.
blue. Yeah, it is. It's a tropics.
Maybe the rain's going to arrive in tier 1.
Ooh, now there's something.
We've got a 3-way battle for the championship in tier 1 as well.
Oh, well, there you are, folks. You can't miss that, can you?
Kid Dynamite, Saviour and Reese Whitcomb all in with a chance of taking it.
Wow, that's going to be something to watch, folks. Do not go anywhere. Set your alarms, press subscribe, hit the bell, and we will go live at about 8:45 in approximately 25 minutes' time. We will be going live for that Tier 1 finale. And that is that for Season 8, Tier 2. And what a way for them to sign off. Oh, there's left to say, I think, on that before I keep on going. I could go on. It's just to thank you,
really
Mark.
Could with that one.
You really could, yeah. It's
that
just
was an amazing race, to be fair.
Just heart in your mouth moment. It was just incredible. Absolute and fair play. A lot of space, a lot of respect given for many drivers there. So hats off, and that's how you race. That's how you're supposed to do it. And yeah, everyone can. Whether you won in those battles or lost, I'm sure you can hold your head high and say that was a really good fight. And thank you, Mark. Thank you for joining me this evening. It's been fantastic. So glad you joined me.
Thank you for having me. We ended the season with a bang for sure.
We certainly did. But we will be back for Tier 2 in only 7 days. Believe it or not. It's like we were never gone.
Unfortunately, these boys don't get a rest.
We don't know they don't because of the glitches, because of the bank holidays. Only Tier 3 and 4 got a little bit of a breather, but not for these guys. Yeah, we'll be back racing start of Season 9, can you believe? In MRC.
Some of us don't get a breather because we've got the Race of Champions on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, we've got that as well. Yes, of course, I'm glad you reminded me. Yeah, Race of Champions on Wednesday, 7:45. We've got every champion of the past 8 seasons, each tier champion, MRCX champions, and a couple of runners-up and a couple of bottle jobs as well will be joining us. Speaking of bottle jobs, we have next up, bringing to the action from Tier 1, we have got the Mr. Banshee. The Mr. Miami Banshee. He's got his really garish, very bright shirts and shorts at the ready with his sandals. And we've got the King Anaconda of the bottle jobs himself joining him in the box. So do not go anywhere, folks. Ring the bell and they'll be on in 20 minutes' time.
Gavely Pinkham may make an appearance as well.
Ah, there we go. So it's not just a flowery shirt, it's a flowery dress.
We may get some pit lane interviews coming.
Ah, well, there you go, folks. There's a treat for you on this Monday evening. If you haven't had a treat enough, we've got more coming. So all that's left to say is thank you, Mark, and thank you, one and all, for joining us throughout this season. And we look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. Good night.
Good night.